Imagine a country made entirely of money. No borders, no flag, just secrecy. Its citizens, the world's richest, most powerful, and most corrupt. This nation holds $36 trillion in assets, more than Japan and Germany combined. You won't find it on any map. It's everywhere and nowhere, a parallel financial universe. This is the world of offshore banking, built to make wealth disappear. It's not about clever accounting. It's a decades-long project to create a separate reality for the super-rich. Here, the rules that govern ordinary people simply don't exist. Where does a dictator's stolen fortune go? How do corporations pay less tax than a schoolteacher? The answer: this shadowy world of financial secrecy. Protected by complicit professionals and secretive jurisdictions, this system is the hidden engine of global inequality. Behind every zero is a story: a hospital never built, a school system left to crumble. The victims, ordinary citizens, everywhere, left to pay for what the wealthy avoid. This is a journey into the darkness of offshore finance. We'll peel back the layers, meet the creators, the enablers, and the beneficiaries. From Caribbean beaches to London boardrooms, this is a detective story about the theft of the world's wealth. The journey begins now. Offshore banking sounds simple, keeping money in a country where you don't live. But the real purpose is concealment, not convenience. It's about escaping taxes, laws, and accountability. This world is defined by jurisdiction, not geography. Tax havens weaponize their laws to protect foreign money from scrutiny. They compete to offer the deepest secrecy, lowest taxes, and most flexible corporate structures. Anonymity is their main export, attracting those with something to hide. These havens aren't just tropical islands. They're in Europe, the US, even London. They create legal entities, shell companies, trusts, that sever assets from their true owners. The result: assets controlled by the wealthy, but legally owned by anonymous ghosts. The system is wrapped in jargon designed to confuse and exclude the public. Professionals cloak it as legitimate tax planning, but it's a brutal reality. One set of rules for the ultra-wealthy, another for everyone else. That's the offshore world. The offshore system thrives on a powerful partnership. The wealthy want secrecy, and tax havens sell it. Small countries with few resources discovered their sovereignty was valuable. They could sell secrecy and low taxes to attract foreign capital. This creates a lucrative industry for local lawyers and accountants. The demand comes from three groups: the super-rich multinational corporations and criminals. The super-rich use offshore trusts to avoid taxes. Corporations shift profits to no-tax havens. Criminals launder dirty money into clean assets. Shell companies and secret accounts transform stolen or untaxed wealth into luxury real estate and yachts. A global class of enablers, lawyers, bankers, accountants, design and maintain these structures. They argue they're just following the law, but they lobby to keep loopholes open. These professionals are the architects of anonymity, ensuring the system survives in the gray zone between legal and illicit. They profit from secrecy, while the world pays the price. The offshore world began not in the tropics, but in post-war London. In the 1950s, the Bank of England let foreign banks in London operate outside British regulations, creating the Eurodollar market, money beyond any government's control. This innovation spread. British colonies like the Cayman Islands copied the model, passing laws for zero tax, high secrecy environments. Decolonization and the oil crisis fueled explosive growth. Corrupt rulers and oil-rich nations needed safe havens for their wealth. Offshore havens became the perfect destination. What started as a technical fix became a global system for capital flight. British authorities kept London at the center of global finance. Tax havens got rich. Elites escaped the rules. The only losers? Citizens robbed of their wealth and tax revenues. Their voices were drowned out by the silent flow of money. The offshore system was a conspiracy of convenience. Everyone involved benefited, except the public. Today this system is global, entrenched, and more powerful than ever. The rules were written for the few, not the many, and the world is still paying the price. Moneyland's cast includes kleptocrats, corporations, wealthy families, and their enablers. Dictators like Ukraine's Yanukovych hid fortunes behind networks of shell companies, managed by professionals. Corporations use complex tax strategies, like the double Irish with a Dutch sandwich, to route profits through subsidiaries and pay almost no tax. Wealthy individuals hide mansions inside offshore trusts, avoiding inheritance taxes. The result: millions lost to public coffers, while the rich call it prudent management. The Panama Papers revealed how law firms like Mossack Fonseca created anonymous companies for clients ranging from heads of state to criminals. These enablers are the travel agents of Moneyland, making the system possible and profiting handsomely. The game is global, and the stakes are enormous. How do you make $1 billion vanish? By layering legal separation between you and your assets. The main tool, the shell company, a paper entity with no real business, just a name. A corrupt official can use a law firm to set up a shell company in the British Virgin Islands, with nominee directors and no public record of the real owner. The company opens a Swiss bank account, protected by strict secrecy laws. The bribe money is wired in, now owned by a BVI company, managed by a lawyer, held in a Swiss bank. Each layer adds a new country, a new wall of secrecy. To hide assets further, one shell company owns another, which owns another, like Russian dolls. The final asset, say a New York apartment, is owned by a Panamanian company, itself owned by a BVI company. Investigators hit dead ends at every turn. The money isn't gone. It's just hidden inside a maze of legal entities. This is how the world's wealth disappears from view. And it's all by design. The shell company is the engine of offshore secrecy. It breaks the link between legal and beneficial ownership. In the real world, you own your car and your name is on the title. Offshore, a shell company owns the asset, but the real owner controls it from the shadows. Nominee directors, often employees of formation agencies, sign documents but know nothing about the real business. The true owner uses secret contracts, like powers of attorney, to control everything. None of this is public. Layering companies across jurisdictions, Panama, Jersey, Liechtenstein, creates a maze investigators can't penetrate. Each country's secrecy laws block the trail. The shell company is not just a shell, it's a fortress. The illusion is complete. Assets are hidden, owners invisible. This legal complexity is deliberate, exhausting anyone who tries to follow the money. The system is built to protect the few, not the many. The trillions hidden offshore aren't just numbers, they're stolen futures. Every dollar evaded is a dollar not spent on hospitals, schools, or roads. Ordinary taxpayers pick up the tab while the wealthy opt out. In Africa, more money leaves through illicit flows than arrives as aid. This is a humanitarian crisis. Hospitals without doctors, schools without resources. Even in rich countries, tax dodging erodes trust and fuels resentment. Why pay taxes when the rich don't? The social contract phrase. Empty luxury apartments in global cities are monuments to this hidden wealth, driving up costs for everyone else. 8% of global household wealth is offshore, costing governments $200 billion a year. That's enough to end extreme poverty, twice over. The price of secrecy is paid by us all. We've explored Moneyland's secret corridors, its players, and its devastating impact. The system isn't broken, it's designed to work this way, protecting the powerful and wealthy. Defenders claim it promotes freedom and commerce, but it mainly shields the elite from responsibility. Leaks, like the Panama Papers, have exposed the truth, but reform is slow, and loopholes persist. The offshore industry adapts, always finding new ways to hide wealth. The real question: can we afford a world where the privileged few opt out of the rules? As public services decline and inequality grows, social cohesion unravels. Facing global crises, we need collective action and public investment. The choice isn't whether to dismantle Moneyland, but whether we can afford not to.